Good afternoon and welcome to the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV's presentation of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. We are coming to you live from the NHS Baseball Field here at Bacchus Lane as your Nantucket Whalers Varsity Baseball team will be hosting the Lions from St. John Paul High School. I am Chris Morris, your voice of Whaler sports here in the NSC and NCTV. Happy to be hanging out with a great crew here on a chilly spring afternoon. It looks beautiful, but it is still in the 40s. We're going to be hanging out with Weston Scott and Sean Davis. They'll be your eyes on the field today. Charles Douglas and Frank Schott will be the brains of the op. They'll make us look as cool as we can. And I say we because I'm hanging out with Brock Beamish, my guy, the better looking of the two of us for sure. And
come on, give yourself some credit.
Thanks. That means a lot coming from you, buddy. He'll be providing some great game insight as one of the baseball team members here, unfortunately still recovering from that shoulder injury that will keep him out for this season and hopefully back to the game speed here very shortly. But saw you catching some fly balls out there. How's it feeling, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good running under stuff. Just can't really throw right now. I can still get moving, so I can catch everything. Still got my range, but
there you go.
But throwing's a no-no right now.
Yeah. Well, obviously the road to recovery is kind of a slow one when it's got that shoulder involved, especially for baseball.
Yeah.
And other sports. So, anyways, happy to have you along here. We'll steal you gladly.
Happy to be here.
You're going to actually probably know more about this than I will, just because you know a lot of the players involved here, and obviously these two teams meet as league foes. But before we get to our game preview, I do want to take a second here and thank our founding underwriter for the sports here on the NSC and NCTV, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. They have made the children of Nantucket High School a priority for their philanthropic efforts and have continued those efforts with their support of our live broadcasts. The Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, proud supporters of Nantucket Whalers Athletics.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit myricklaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
I want to welcome you back to the baseball fields here at Bacchus Lane. We have one of the umpires. I'm not sure if it's Rocky Lomenzo or Dave Bigsby, but he is singing the national anthem, so we'll tune into them as we get ready to go here. Fantastic stuff as we get started here for the home opener for the Nantucket Whalers. Dave Bigsby, the home plate umpire, with a nice rendition. That's not his first time.
Definitely not.
Singing
He's
that.
got some pipes on him, though.
The Whalers are back on the diamond after over a week off. They are 1-1 on the season, opening up with a 3-1 victory off island against Brighton, Ronald Del Rosario Gomez. We'll talk a lot about him. Once again, solidified his role as not only the Whalers captain, but also the team's ace. He tossed 7 innings of 2-hit baseball in the win, striking out 12 and walking just 2 along the way. And obviously the Whalers will need him to be dominant almost every time he is on the mound.
Yeah.
And he will also be an RBI guy for head coach Jack Pearson as he sits in the middle of the lineup. He and his coaching staff have certainly higher expectations for a team that finished 5-15 last year. Didn't win their first game until early May. We were just talking about that. May 3rd, starting the season 0-9. So already headed in the right direction with a win under their belt. And they could easily contend with the upper teams in the league if all goes well. We'll see if this team can make the postseason as well. This is one of those upper echelon teams that we will be talking about. The SJPII Lions coming off a tournament berth. They made it to the Elite 8 last year. And the Whalers also have that type of mentality and developing that type of winning culture. And as we all know, if you make the tourney, hey, anything can happen. But let's hope the Whalers can at least hang tight here and get things going in the right direction. They will throw Keegan Bedell on the mound, the left-hander, crafty left-hander, as Coach Pearson described him. But he has had some success. Tossed a good game last year against this squad. But, man, plenty of weapons up and down the lineup. As we get to that, we will certainly talk about details. Obviously, the Whalers will continue to work on its identity, especially offensively, but it just requires games. They haven't played a game in over a week, just 2 games, and obviously you got to get at bats to get some grooves going, some situations, all of which this team will await. In the win over Brighton, they jumped ahead early in the first inning, scoring twice. Andrew Lavin, one of the new additions to Coach Pearson's lineup, had an RBI single. They had an unearned run also in that first inning, and Keegan Canty added another RBI later on in the third, and Henry Tejada also had 2 hits for the Whalers. Unfortunately, the Whalers didn't fare as well in their second game, losing to Boston Latin in shutout fashion. So obviously, key players for the Whalers include returning starter behind the plate, kind of the quarterback of the team, Eli McKeever, Del Rosario Gomez, of course, as we mentioned, at the heart of the lineup, and the Keegans. We've got Keegan Bedell, who will be on the mound today, and Keegan Canty, also one of the key cogs to the offensive lineup. And Captain Hanson Dalton and the aforementioned Andrew Lavin also leading the attack at the plate. McKeever led the Whalers last year in batting average, on-base percentage, runs scored. Obviously anchors the defensive unit behind the plate as the catcher. I really look for him to have a big impact on the overall success of the team. Is there anybody that's standing out to you this spring that could also provide some extra plug here?
I mean, I feel like you really covered the key guys. I mean, when
I love it when I know what I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
No, I feel like Eli's definitely crucial to the team, and when he's here, we're a different team.
Right.
Especially he's, like you said, captaining behind the dish. He's controlling the defense right there.
Absolutely. So obviously today they face a team that went 16-6. The Lions overall claimed to share the Lighthouse League last year, won both matchups against the Whalers in pretty convincing fashion, scoring double figures in both games. Head coach Michael Young, another stacked lineup. He's got the reigning MVP in Logan Auer, who is on the mound here against the Whalers tonight. A fellow All-Star Tyler Ross, who will be at second base today, and Brian Mancinelli, already committed to the Naval Academy to play baseball. He'll be starting off at shortstop, but all 3 of those guys can bring it. The Lions have only played 1 game thus far, and obviously the weather has been the key factor here this spring. It looks nice, but it's going to be cold out there, so those foul balls off the end of the bat and anything inside on the hands is going to definitely leave a little sting. And I will say the wind is blowing out towards center, a little bit right center.
Yeah.
So we'll see if anybody can get the ball up in the air and get a good ride on it. It could continue to run all the way to the fence or possibly over the fence. We'll have to see here. But I think the weather kind of brings the Whalers a little bit closer in competition just because it's another factor. You know, and when you're the visiting team, there's always factors, and that is certainly one of them. So who knows? We'll see if the Whalers can come up with some key hits here. Maybe Bedell has his stuff. He's going to be throwing some junk out there for sure. And we will get it all set up here as it looks like he is ready to go. And the first batter is in the box here, or approaching the box here. Again, home plate umpire Dave Bigsby. Rocky Lamanzo will be assisting on the base pass. And we've got our first at bat for Logan Auer. The left-hander will be on the mound, leading things off for the Lions. That's coming right towards us here, over our heads, and heads up over on the tennis court. That one is out of play as the first pitch for the home opener is a strike. Lefty versus lefty matchup here, as you can see. Bedell with the second pitch is high through the glove of McKeever all the way to the backstop. Other than the temperature, beautiful day for baseball. Slight wind, really not much velocity to it, and I wouldn't call it a warming wind, but it's certainly not a brutal wind, which it was actually this morning. Another pitch from Bedell is high. Count runs to 2-1. The key, I think, one of the keys for Bedell, despite not having overpowering stuff, will be keeping it in the strike zone. There's a low strike called by Bigsby to even the count up at 2-2.
No, Keegan definitely does a good job of working counts, getting strikes in the beginning of each batter.
And again, because he's not throwing heavy, hard stuff the whole time. Oh, swing and a miss on the off-speed stuff.
That's a great start.
Auer, the first victim via the K, swing and a miss. For out number one here in the first inning. Second batter up, Henry Roy, another co-captain here for the Lions. He takes low ball one. Little fastball he tried to sneak by Roy there. And Henry Roy will be playing center field. Second pitch is a strike. Good off-speed offering there. The junior right-hander. Again, key cog for Coach Michael Young and his reigning championship. A little pop-up. Going to be a little can of corn in center field for Alex Horton. He squeezes it after a couple of steps to his left for the second out. Again, Bedell just throwing strikes, making them hit it to where they are here. So third up is Buckley. Colin Buckley, number 28, senior, will be out in right field. His first offering bounces to the plate for ball one. So a couple left-handers in the top side of the lineup here, but it's an advantage for the Whalers here, the lefty versus lefty matchup. Fastball is low, 2-0 now. So Bedell handled the first couple of guys here in the lineup. He'll look to and keep the Lions scoreless here in the first. Ball goes low. Count runs to 3-0. Bedell is ready. The 3-0 offering. Right down the middle for strike one. Good fastball there by Keegan. They're playing him pretty much straight up. Fairly shallow for the wind blowing out. 3-1. Swung on, hit. Could be Del Rosario. It'll fade all the way back to left field where Torres squeezes it, and it's a 1-2-3 up and down. Easy inning fairly for Bedell. I mean, he threw strikes and the kids hit it, but right to all of our players. We're going to keep it right here in between innings because we got plenty to talk about. Our home opener hanging out with Brock Beamish, and the Whalers will come to bat here. Let's run through the defensive lineup for the Lions. As I said, it'll be Logan Auer on the mound. He'll be tossing it to Dominic Toto. Around the horn here, Ryan Amirault at first base, Tyler Ross playing second base, Brian Mancinelli at short. It'll be Xavier Suero at the hot corner in third base. Colin Buckley out in right field, Henry Roy in center, and Brandon Gomes will round it out for the Lions. Brock, why don't you give the folks our starting lineup as the Whalers come to bat here.
All right, so starting off, we have Justin Torres, then Eli McKeever, then we have Ronald Del Rosario Gomez, then we have Keegan Canty, Andrew Lavin, Henry Tejada, Evan Cranston, Joel Silva, and capping it off is Alex Horton.
So again, plenty of weapons up and down the lineup. Guys that can put it in play, some speed on the front end of the lineup and the back end. Horton can get it going as well, base stealing threat. Dominic Toto solid behind the plate, though. He is, for just a freshman, he definitely plays a solid catching position. And last year, the game that we showed was an absolute gem. I'm not sure exactly who was on the mound, but they were contending for a no-hitter. The Whalers ended up breaking that up late in the game, but it was an absolute gem. Logan Auer, the left-hander, so lefty and lefty this afternoon, as it looks like he is ready to go. Toto squeezes it, tosses it down, good toss to second base, and we are ready for the Whalers to come to bat here. Let's see if they can get things going with Torres leading it off from the right-hand side of the plate. As we mentioned, the reigning Lighthouse Division champion Lions here also had a run, ultimately losing to Salem in the D4 tournament last year, and they have returned a good core group from that team as well. So this team, this is a good litmus test for the Whalers right away. First pitch is a dangerous one, going to roll to second base. Torres on his horse, won't beat it out though.
He's got to run through that. He shorted up at the end
a little bit, but it was one of those almost swinging bunts that just had a little top spin, I think, to the second baseman, as Tyler Ross was able to make it a relatively routine play. So first pitch swinging, Torres grounds out to second base. High for ball one.
Even though it wasn't a great hit, I still feel like getting 13 out of his rhythm is definitely a good way to start off the game.
And if he's firing strikes, you might as well swing at him.
Yeah.
Second pitch for McKeever is a strike, evening up the count at 1-1. Bottom of the first here, no score. And there's a check swing foul ball. That'll be strike two for McKeever. 1-2 now the count. And inside, unable to handle it is Toto, but it'll be 2-2. Good eye from the captain and catcher of the squad, number 24, Eli McKeever, as he settles in. Auer with the pitch, breaking ball. Ooh, high strike. Looked like it was a little high from our area, but it is called strike as McKeever looks at it for out number 2. Ronald Del Rosario Gomez, number 9, the shortstop today, will settle in here, batting third, as he will for most of the year. Good cut from number 9 for strike one. This pitch right at the knees, good fastball. He's coming with some good heat. Got to that pitch, but he fouls it off as Del Rosario Gomez quickly down 0-2, and Auer is definitely speeding up the process here. He is ready to go. Swinging a foul off, 0-2. Looks like he's shortened up his swing here with 2 strikes, as Del Rosario Gomez looks to make something happen here with 2 outs for the Whalers. Auer ready. Comes with the 2-strike pitch, and Del Rosario Gomez lifts it into the outfield. Ooh, nice play by Buckley. Colin Buckley on his horse. If that gets down, Del Rosario Gomez is still running.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for the Whalers, it is a 1-2-3 inning. We'll take a break here on the NSC. No score after 1 inning.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit myricklaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Their own addictive substance.
I want to welcome you back to Bacchus Lane here, the Nantucket High School baseball fields. No score after one inning of play. In fact, both pitchers set the order up 1-2-3. Leading off for the Lions will be Brian Mancinelli. Then it is Brandon Gomes and Xavier Suero, the 4, 5, 6 hitters who will be facing Keegan Bedell, who looked good in his first inning, throwing strikes, a little bit of off-speed stuff, picked up a strikeout along the way.
Yeah, he was forcing guys to hit the ball, but they weren't able to hit it with power.
There's another one of those sweeping breaking balls, falls just a bit low for ball one. Bedell, just a sophomore, another breaking ball bounces to the plate. 2-0 the count to Mancinelli, hitting in the 4 spot, playing shortstop today. He will also get up on the mound as well as a pitcher. And as I said, he's already committed to a Division I program. He'll be joining the Naval Academy next year upon graduation, and will be playing some baseball for the Naval Academy. A little bit off of that offering and falls in for a strike. So 3-1 now the count. And that one's lifted foul, could be in play, giving chase, unfortunately falling right in front of Justin Torres, who was on his horse. A lot of room to run out there.
Yeah.
And the count now is full, 3-2. Again, top of the second inning. Leadoff batter Brian Mancinelli runs the count full here. Another left-handed hitter facing the left-hander Bedell. Here's the full count pitch. Swing and foul off. It looked like it was coming in a little bit high, but Mancinelli gave a cut and protecting that plate. Bigsby did ring up one of the Whalers on a high strike. McKeever looked at a high breaking ball for strike 3 in the first inning. Good pitch there. That's coming right our way, baby. And Tejada lost it, and unfortunately will let it drop in front of him.
Still full count, though. So
still full count, but it's the butterfly effect of those extra pitches that a team like the Lions tend to jump on. You got to make those plays if you're going to pull off the upset here. We'll see if it comes into play here. Bedell with the full count offering. He's ready and comes with it. Off-speed pitch fouled off once again. So,
hey, on the ball, guys. On the ball.
Mancinelli rotating through the fresh baseballs here as put a couple out of play here, and Bedell once again ready with the full count offering. Sweeping breaking ball pulled just foul.
He's really working the count right now.
He is making it tricky for Bedell, but again, because of the junk, he's not really stressing the arm per se.
No.
So he's got plenty of pitches left in the tank here. Another full count offering for Bedell. Fastball lifted foul once again.
Way foul. Chris, I think I got your car.
My car's parked well. I made sure I wasn't on that side as little truck in the view as possible, but that was headed for the Muse parking lot over there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat from Antonelli. High fastball, fouled off once again. So he is dinging it in there and making Bedell work for it here. And top of the second inning, nobody out. Antonelli, the first batter, and he has worked it full here. 10th pitch. High, ripped. Right at Rosario Gomez. He scoops it. Low throw, handled for the out. Nice scoop by Evan Cranston there. Stayed with it as Rosario Gomez had to hurry his throw to get Mancinelli, who was digging down the line.
Yeah.
Good job by Bedell battling 11 pitches to get the out.
And that was a good look for the hitter as well. I feel like that's a hit that you want. It just didn't get the elevation that you would have liked. It would have popped right in the gap.
Just on top of it. That'll bring up Brandon Gomes settling in. He's at the number 5 spot out in left field. Fastball bunted. It's a good one. Fielded and unable to make the play was Bedell. I mean, a perfect bunt.
Yeah.
So the number 5 hitter gets the first hit for the Lions. And let's see if he is on the move. If you're laying down bunts, you're usually looking to run here.
Yeah.
It'll be Xavier Suero in the box in the 6th spot, number 18. And he's off and running. Fastball, throw down. McKeever's got a good throw. Unable to field it cleanly. Staying where he is Gomes. So now a runner in scoring position. Looked like the pitch was a strike. Nice low strike from Bedell. So Owen won the count on the batter. Bedell comes to the plate again with some off-speed offerings. Those runners on base can get a big jump, and that is exactly what's going on with Gomes. He's halfway to third. Second pitch was a ball, so 1-1 our count. He's going. Lifted up to center field. Horton backs up a little bit, still backing up again, and can't make the play. Scoring
over.
And over the fence for a ground rule double. That one traveled all the way back to the track and bounced up over the fence. So again, I said get it up in the air and things could get squirrely, and it unfortunately proved to be correct right off the bat, as that will likely be ruled an error, as Horton was right underneath it and then unfortunately was not underneath it. And it falls just to the side of him, bounces up over the net, which will represent the wall.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part with not having a traditional wall, is that you feel like you're about to go over it.
Yep.
I definitely know that feeling in center field.
Yep. Of course, you laid claim to the center field position before getting injured this year. Ball 1 high, the offering from Bedell. And
2-0.
so Ryan Amirault, number 17, stands in at the plate. He takes one right at the knees. Good fastball. Maybe a slider there from Bedell. Again, runner on second. The Lions have scored a run already on the errant play by Horton in center field. That certainly would have advanced the runner anyways. And here goes the runner. Swing and a miss, strike. Throw down and off the glove of Tejada, but keeps it in front of him. So yet another stolen base for the Lions here. Their second of the inning, as they are already up 1-0 now with a runner on third. 1-2 the count on the batter. One out here in the second. Amirault takes, high. Auer got that call in the first inning, but the Whalers unfortunately not with that call. So 2-2 now the count. Pitch from Bedell, swing, fouled on just a piece of it to stay alive was Amirault. And he is the first baseman for the Lions. Went 16-6 last year, including a Lighthouse League title. ran through league play. Grounder goes to shortstop. Del Rosario Gomez keeps it in front of him, but will not be able to come cleanly with the play. Running it out will be Emerald. Scoring on the play was Suero. So 2-0 now the score, as unfortunately the Whalers with a couple of errors here leading directly to some runs. And again, they're going to have to clean that up if they're going to hang tight here with a very good Lions team. Quick on the base paths. They're veteran club and well coached as well. So the catcher, Dominic Toto, number 19 in the box here facing Bedell. He swings and misses at the first offering. And again, we will see if Amaralt is off and running here against McKeever. Bedell, a little slow, high leg kick, a late kick. That was a hit and run there, a little bunt on. So Coach Young dialing up a play there, getting Amaralt on the move, and Toto squared to bunt. He takes strike 2, however. 0-2 the count here with 1 out in the top of the second. 2-0 now. The Lions with the lead, and McKeever unfortunately unable to get that low off-speed pitch and keep it in front of him. Got a little lucky actually as the umpire.
he had to run around him, yeah.
As the pitch runs to 1-2, now another runner in scoring position as Amaral was able to make it to second. This one bounces foul as Young with a good fielding play there by the coach on third base. Still 1-2 the count as Bedell comes set. High offering 2-2. Good eye from Toto. The 2-2 offering from Bedell as he stares down second base. Couple of looks. Here goes the runner, fouled off. So Amaral will head back to second base, and we'll see if he is off with the pitch once again. The Lions have certainly done their duty in the batter's box of making Bedell work.
They definitely have. I mean,
labored here in the second inning.
I feel like that's a big factor in them scoring too early, is especially because they're able to get around when they're milking pitches right like this.
Definitely working the count. The 2-2 offering, staying where he is, heads up. That would have come right into our wheelhouse.
I would have had that ground ball. Ground ball. Come on.
Cleanly, no problem.
Come on, Dom.
Two offering from Bedell once again. Low, handled by McKeever, runs the count full. Runner on second stays put. 3-2 pitch from Keegan Bedell. Runner is going, bounce to the plate, and no throw from McKeever, so it'll be first and third with 1 out here in the top of the second. Trouble still brewing, and we'll have a little meeting at the mound from Coach Pearson. What are they talking about here?
That's Coach Chris.
Chris, excuse me.
Yeah, he is probably just telling him to get out of his own head. I feel like that's a big thing with pitchers.
Sure.
He's just got to keep throwing him over the plate because he's not getting teed off right now. He's making his own mistakes right now. So I feel like if he can just get it over the plate, the rest of the field's going to make the plays that need to be made for him.
Even the ball that was hit to center field wasn't smoked.
No.
You know, Horton should have made that play, honestly.
Yeah, and I think the wind definitely played a factor in it carrying.
It's carrying out to right center, and it kind of drifted that way. So, just enough to settle down. So, again, my correction there, assistant coach Chris Welsh settling down his starting pitcher. Again, just a sophomore, so hasn't even seen a lot of these positions despite starting a few games last year.
Yeah.
So Tyler Ross, the 9 hitter, at bat with a couple of ducks on the pond, first and third. Bedell comes to it, runner going, no throw, or fake throw, throws it down to Del Rosario Gomez. That's just one of those unfortunate events. The runner on third is going to be heading home if he makes the throw all the way down. So a bit of a defensive play there. McKeever faked the throw, got it to the shortstop. The Lions were on it, though. 2-0 now, the count as the second pitch runs low from Bedell. So 1 out here in the top of the second. Bedell comes with it, bounces it once again. 3-0 now. Again, a walk here almost is not terrible. It sets up a force play, sets up the double play ball. Yeah. I mean, obviously you don't want runners on base in the 9 hitter. But, we don't want to leave bases loaded for number especially number 13. Yeah, I mean, Keegan got the best of him this time, but he's, as you said, the league MVP. You kind of don't want to leave bases loaded for him. Yeah, and he's in the top spot of the batting order, and here's another visit to the mound, and this one, unfortunately, by rule,
is a change.
Has to be a pitching change. So we'll take a break here as the Whalers will change pitchers. It's going to be Henry Tejada, who will come over and be replaced at third base. But Keegan Bedell's day is done here as he's given up 2 runs here in the top of the second, leaves the bases loaded for Tejada, who will get a couple of warm-up pitches. We'll take a quick break here on the NSC and NCTV and come back as the Whalers are in a jam.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit myricklaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Want to welcome you back to the NHS Fields here at Bacchus Lane as we have a pitching change here early for the Whalers. Unfortunately, Keegan Bedell, unable to make it out of the second inning here. Had a 1-2-3 first, but he's got bases loaded, 2 runs already in. And he will face a very dangerous hitter, to say the least, in Logan Auer, who is on the mound today. Let's see if he can help out his cause. He's got a bunch of ducks on the pond. Low, good stop by McKeever. Ate that one up, but it is ball 1. Again, Tejada comes with certainly a little more speed, a little sidearm delivery.
But that definitely means that if somebody connects, they're connecting hard. Oof.
A balk.
Woof.
Home plate umpire Dave Bigsby just called Tejada for a balk. So another unearned run for the Lions as they tally their 3rd run here and now have runners in 2nd and 3rd. Tejada's delivery grounded right back to him, so he'll look back the runners. Got to throw it to first.
Confused on the call
Batter
here.
Interference, maybe?
Well, I'm confused because he made contact. Definitely did not go foul, but...
All right, I guess they're calling batter interference for out number 2 there. Hard to get an explanation, but 2 outs now with runners on second and third.
But is it an out because he's still hitting?
2-1, right? 2-1.
Oh, foul, I guess maybe
Yeah.
they called it. Okay, so 1-1.
Yeah.
No one there, Tom.
Pitch is high, 2-1 now the count.
Come to you.
Still confused on that.
Still confused on that. I guess it hit home plate maybe, or behind the plate. Anyways. Ground ball, first base, fielded. Whalers will get the out. Nope, foul ball called. All right. That actually works out better for us. Runs the count 2-2 and keeps the runners where they were.
Yeah.
So Tejada comes with the 2-2 offering. Off-speed swing and a miss. Hour down once again. 2 strikeouts, and Tejada comes in and, despite balking in a run, picks up the strikeout for out number 2. And Henry Roy stands in number 2. And number 2 in the batting order for the Lions, outside and low for ball 1 from Tejada. Nice little sidearm slider there. Fooled Logan Auer.
Good there. Nobody.
Tejada. Good pitch. Fastball finds the zone, evens up the count at 1-1. So 3 runs in, all unearned for the Lions here in the top of the second. Swinging a foul behind home plate. As Roy got a piece of it. 1-2 now the count here as Tejada in relief of Keegan Bedell. The early hook as Bedell was having a hard time finding the zone. And hit batter with 2 strikes.
It's unfortunate.
As Roy was unable to jump out of the way of that one. And loads the bases once again.
Got 2 down.
For their 3-hitter.
Get on time, gravel.
It'll be Colin Buckley,
On contact.
the 3-hitter, as Brock noted. First pitch, high strike. Could have used that call a couple of batters ago. Nonetheless, we'll take it as Tejada starts off with a strike here. 2 down in the top of the second. Ball's outside and high. Bases are chocked full of Lions here in the top of the second. They're already up 3-0. And have forced the Whalers to make a pitching change. Tejada. Fastball fouled off, so the the count now 1-2. Colin Buckley popped out in his first at-bat. Outside on the off-speed pitch. As Tejada dipped down, a little low sidearm delivery. Tejada ready once again. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
Almost,
I thought it hit his
got
hands.
the hands there, yeah. But the Whalers fortunate there as Tejada already hit a batter and has balked in a run. But has picked up out number 2 and will try and work out of a jam here. High ball 3, so full count. Runners will be off with the pitch. That ball is live, but nothing happening on third base as Amwalt, Mancinelli, and Roy are all on base. Fouled straight up and back. And out of play, so we'll do it again here with a full count and 2 outs in the top of the second. Lions have scored 3 times here in the inning. Happy to have you along here on the NSC and NC TV. Swing and a drive to center field. Horton's going to have to get on his horse, does so, and makes the play in center field. Good run by Alex Horton for the out as the Whalers get out of it, but the Lions pick up 3 runs. We'll keep it here. As I want to mention, we are still in our Snap Raise fundraiser. We're asking for your help, Whalers Nation, for the first time in our existence as an entity. We are asking for donations from you, the fans, families, and supporters of Whalers Athletics here on the NSC and NCTV. In addition to our amazing business supporters on the island, we have introduced a Snap Raise fundraiser running right now, and we are accepting donations to help not only expand our coverage, but continue our student involvement, as we have today a student on the call with me, of course, Brock Beamish, and a student running one of our cameras in Weston Scott. But also, we want to ensure that we are able to bring you the best quality coverage of your Whalers student athletes in competition, and your donation can help with that. If you can, please hop on our Snap Raise fundraiser, and again, we can pull up the QR code right here on the television, so you can take a picture of that with your phone, or of course jump on any of the social media posts that we've had out there. We've also sent out some emails, but please jump on there if you can. Help us out with any amount of donation, anything over $25. And again, I want to generously thank some of our generous donations already. Becky and Jerry Zadroga, great folks, and they were the leaders in the clubhouse with a $500 donation. But Stephanie and Brad Grant have joined in on the fun. They've run up and also generously donated $500. So thanks very much to those folks, of course. And the Jenkinson family has donated, great supporters of us here at the NSC and NCTV. Jana Duart, of course, we know that name from her long time volunteerism of the Booster Club. She was the first in the clubhouse with the donation. But anything can help as we see our first pitch back here in action in the bottom of the second inning. It is a strike from Auer, and the Whalers got some work to do here now, down 3-0. It is Keegan Canty, number 3, batting in the cleanup spot here for the Whalers. Ball just low. Runs the count to 2-1 again. Auer will be coming quickly to the plate, keeping things moving here. The 2-1 offering is fouled off. Late swing from Canty. Runs the count back to 2-2. So 3 unearned runs allowed by the Whalers as Canty swings and misses. Strike 3. Auer picks up his second strikeout of the game, and he has seen 4 batters and retired all 4 of the Whalers he has faced. It'll be Andrew Lavin, number 4, batting in the 5th position here. His first at bat against Auer. The lefty brings an off-speed offering, finds the zone. Good breaking ball, buckled the knees of Lavin. 0-1, the pitch, fastball outside.
It's a good eye.
Zone evens it up at 1-1. Another good fastball in the zone, runs it to 1-2. Lavin had one of the RBIs in the first game.
I think that got him.
It comes off of his hand there, but because he swung it, it won't be a hit batsman. He swung through it, but that's gotta hurt on a day like today. I don't care if you're wearing a glove or not. And the coach has come in to check it out just to make sure he's okay. It looks like he is. It gives them a chance to chat.
Nah, he's a tough kid. He'll figure it out.
Count remains 1-2 on the foul ball as he stands in there. Auer's pitch, swing and a miss. Good heat there. So 2 up, 2 strikeouts for Logan Auer. And it'll be Henry Tejada, number 10.
Thankfully, Andrew's not playing in the field right now, so I'll have some time to go get that checked out.
Yeah, right. So Tejada now trying to help his own cause here and get the Whalers a base runner here. Logan Auer is firing. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. In there at the knees for strike 2. Logan Auer has found his groove and maybe a little pissed off that he hasn't gotten a hit yet.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for Tejada. So the Whalers quickly up and down. 1, 2, 3, 3 strikeouts. That's 4 on the day for Logan Auer.
Under 12 pitches, pretty sure, from what I've calculated.
It wasn't 9, but
No.
it was pretty close
Yeah.
to 9. As he went 1, 2, 3. We'll keep it here as the Whalers quickly take the field. So unearned runs, obviously one of those things the Whalers are going to have to find a way to avoid.
Yeah.
But I think Tejada got to tip his cap. He came in a dicey situation. The bases loaded.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, balked that first run in. Otherwise, he could have gotten out of it cleanly. So again, you got to tip your cap to the kid.
Yeah, definitely could have been a way worse situation.
Yeah, firing strikes, and again, obviously a different look than Bedell had as far as he's much quicker to the plate, and certainly will be a different arm angle as well.
Yep. Okay, we're ready.
So once again, Tejada continues his warm-up here as we are in the top of the third inning. 300 runs in that second inning, but again, could have been a lot worse. He left, Tejada left the bases loaded, and certainly, if you're a Lions player or coach, you're like, well, we should have taken advantage of that, had top of the lineup, and they were unable to get a hit, but still, 3-0 lead, you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
Whalers, unfortunately, unable to do anything here on offense so far. Logan Auer has been firing, striking out the side in the second inning, and he picked up a strikeout in the first inning as well.
Yeah, I think he's got 4 right now.
Yeah, 4 already.
Yeah, 4. Thing that I like about baseball, at least from a commentating point of view, is just being able to. It's definitely a lot easier to keep score here. Like we have actual statistics, not your assumed shots on goal. As much as I like that science right there.
So Mancinelli lifted one to left field, and unfortunately the Whalers unable to make a fairly routine play. Once again, Torres on his horse had to come a long way, I will say, and the wind playing tricks with the ball in the outfield. But another play that the Whalers will look back on. Oh, Bedell's now in left field. Excuse me.
He's deceptively quick though, so I'm surprised he didn't get to that one.
And a bunt. Back to Tejada. He'll field it. Fire over to first.
I think he beat it out.
And unfortunately, drawing the first baseman off the bag, Cranston had to lift the leg off. So not only a sacrifice, we've got now runners on first and third. So the Lions are quickly in business here again with 2 runners on, nobody out.
Ooh.
And a line drive. That should be 2 as the runner on first base doubled off. Gomes caught as he thought that would be a base hit. And Del Rosario Gomez squeezes it and throws over to first for the double play.
All right.
So 2 outs now. This one lifted into short. Left field on his horse and falls in between all 3 Whalers giving chase. That'll be a base hit, however, just a perfectly placed ball, and another run will cross the plate as the Lions score their 4th run. That is an RBI single for Xavier Suero. the first earned run for
Yeah.
the Lions, albeit, actually, that probably will be another unearned run as the runner advanced.
I don't think I would have gotten that one.
An arrow. No, that one was headed our way a little too quickly. I've got the gloves on too, so you won't even have a chance there. 0-1. The count to Toto on his horse's Amaral. Here's a throw from McKeever. Actually, no throw as it bounced in front of McKeever. Amaral with another stolen base and another runner in scoring position for the Lions here in the top of the third, already up 4-0 on the Whalers. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Tejada. It's Toto duck for ball 2. Runner on second takes his lead. Here's the pitch. And squeezing it is Evan Cranston at first base. And the Whalers work out of another jam. They do give up another run.
In and out. Let's go.
As we'll take a break in between innings here, or in between the top and the bottom half. Whalers down 4-0. Coming to bat here in the third inning.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit myricklaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Want to welcome you back to the NHS Baseball Field here off of Bacchus Lane. The Whalers find themselves down 4-0 as they come to bat here in the third. It'll be Cranston, Silva, and Horton. The three batters due up for Nantucket. It's been 6 up and 6 down, 4 Ks for Logan Auer. He has yet to give up a hit. Let's see if Cranston can do something. He fouled off the first pitch. High fastball fouled off as well.
He's got the timing right now. Just hoping for a not an off-speed pitch and throw him off.
Certainly the off-speed pitch is set up here.
Yeah.
Nope, stays high, pitches high and away.
That was anything but an off-speed pitch.
He is humming it, that's for sure. Auer ready. Pitch. There's the off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, low pitch, but came off across the plate again.
That's
Bigsby
four straight Ks right now.
Rings up Cranston, and as you mentioned, 4 strikeouts in a row, 5 all day for the Whalers. As Auer is dealing. Ball high to Silva. Joao Silva, 8-hitter.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's been calling low.
Bigsby has been consistent with that low fastball,
Yeah.
for sure. 1-1 pitch, a little low.
Yeah.
If it's off the dirt, he's calling it a strike. So 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Unable to catch up to that fastball that was in the zone anyway. Count is 2-2. Fastball high and away, runs the count full. We'll take a base runner any way we can get it at this point. Here's the full count offering from Auer. Ball inside, and the Whalers have their first base runner in the form of a walk here as Joao Silva draws the walk in the bottom of the third. We'll see if he's off and running here. Alex Horton, the number 9 hitter, steps in. And a ball bounce over the fence out in center field. Play that he maybe could have squeezed. He can help out the cause here by putting something in play. He takes strike 1 with a fastball. Low. Silva's off and running, and the throw is late.
Dropped it.
And he dropped it anyways. We'll take another look at that one. As you can see, Joao Silva stealing a base and putting a runner in scoring position for the Whalers.
No one.
Swing and a miss. The count runs to 1-2. Bounces to the plate. 2-2.
I can swap the settings string.
2-2 pitch is a fastball in the zone. Silva unable to catch up, Horton unable to catch up to the pitch for out number 1. Yet another strikeout, number 6 on the day for Auer. And top of the lineup in Justin Torres for the Whalers with a runner in scoring position. Strike called. I don't think he swung, but the pitch.
He got it right on the check.
Torres.
Oof, definitely foul.
Check swing, and it stays foul, but 0-2 quickly. The count with 2 outs now, runner on second. Torres is going to have to shorten it up here and put something in play if the Whalers are going to stay alive here in the inning. Their first base runner came with the Silva walk. Stole second and is hoping Torres can make something happen here. He's down quickly, though, 0-2. Oof, good pitch. Silva stealing third. And it gets by him. Silva's going to make it a run for home, and he won't make it there for the Whalers' first run. I promise you he made it there. So the Whalers score a run here in the third inning as the throw gets away on a pitch that was right on the border there. But Torres took it for the ball. And Toto with the throw that just bounced ahead of the glove. Outside for 2-2.
Staying alive.
Torres battling here as.
Oh, no. I was thinking for framing.
Okay. Oof.
Auer bears down and strikes out Torres with the pitch. But the Whalers pick up a run here in the bottom half of the third inning. So now a 4-1 game as we'll keep it here. And once again, mention if you have the means and can help us out, we are asking for your help, Whalers Nation, with our Snap Raise fundraiser. We had the QR code up on the screen, and we got it again here. If you enjoy our broadcast or are a fan of Whalers athletics in general and you have the means to help us out, any donation is accepted. You can get on our fundraiser app by pointing your phone at the screen right here. We've got the QR code up. And again, many thanks to those that have already. We had 20 donations accepted, and we are about halfway to our goal fundraising amount that once again will ensure that we can continue expanding our coverage. We've already added softball We picked up a game, and we got a couple more on the schedule. We've picked up more baseball games this year as well. And we were able to expand our coverage last year to include some baseball games. And, of course, we will be covering all the home games of both the boys and girls lacrosse teams. And hope to expand our coverage if we can here. And we are asking for your help, Whalers Nation, in any amount above $25. It all helps. So Tejada, once again, continuing on the mound here as the Whalers will battle here into the 5th inning. 4-1 our score. As we have the bottom of the lineup, number 9 hitter Tyler Ross. Then back to the top of the lineup in Logan Auer and Henry Roy. The 3 Lions due up here to face Henry Tejada on the mound for another inning of work. That one lands in the tennis courts. Fouled off.
Thought it was going in the man-made pond back there.
Evening up the count at 1-1. Off-speed offering bounces to the plate, 2-1. So Ross walked in his first at-bat, made it to second base, and was stranded there in the second inning. Low ball 3-1 now. The count. Although the scoreboard says 2-1. And I had it right, 3-1, so that's a walk to lead off the inning here. And bringing up the dangerous Logan Auer, although he has been rung up twice.
Let's make it 3.
Tejada throws back to try and keep Ross close to the bag here. We'll see if there's a play on or if Ross is just going to take off with the pitch. He stays put. Off-speed offering is high. Ooh, that looked good from our angle. And runner is off. Fastball is in there for a strike. Bounces into second base, so another stolen base for the Lions. That's their 5th of the game. So now another runner in scoring position and a 2-0 count. Hitters count for Logan Auer. Here's the pitch. Popped up and will once again get out of play. 2-1 now the count on the Lions pitcher and leadoff hitter. We're in the top of the 4th, runner on second, nobody out. Here's the pitch from Tejada, swing and a miss, gets all the way to the mid of McKeever. It almost sounded like he got a piece of it, but not enough to do any damage. And the count evens up at 2-2. So good pitching from Henry Tejada here in relief of Keegan Bedell. Ooh, just missed there. Good pitch from Tejada. Again, it's one of those butterfly effects. We'll see what happens here. Full count now to Auer as he looked at it. And draws the walk. So trotting down the first base line is Logan Auer, second base runner allowed here in the inning. And it'll be Henry Roy, the center fielder, as we may have another pitching change. We do indeed have a pitching change. But Tejada did a good job, in my opinion. Again, he's got a couple base runners here, but this could have been a lot more lopsided score as Tejada will jog into the dugout. So we'll have a couple of new guys coming out here. Looks like Del Rosario Gomez will be taking the mound.
I think it's Hansen. Hansen was warming up.
Hansen Dalton?
Hansen was warming up in the bullpen.
Okay.
and I think they want to keep Ronald at short.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the alternative is either Eli or Henry. So I feel like they wouldn't want to go pitcher to shortstop, but I think it's Hansen. Yeah.
So Hanson Dalton, number 7, another one of the co-captains here for the Whalers, will take the mound. I think he qualifies as the number 2 starter for the Whalers. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, I'd say either 2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah, between those 2 guys. So he comes from the right side. So the Lions will have to adjust their sights. And he will inherit a couple of base runners here with 1 out. Actually, no outs here in the top of the 5th. And the Lions already up 4-1.
Gotta be there, man. Gotta be there. Thanks, runners, nothing. No one out.
So nobody out here. 3rd pitcher used from Coach Pearson, trying to contend with this dangerous Lions lineup. It'll be Henry Roy stepping into the box here wearing number 2 and playing center field for the Lions. Runners stay put. Good bunt. And no play. That's just one you got to eat, as Roy was on his horse. So a tough spot for.
Hey, got him on the ground. Gotta go ground. Got none. Good job, Head.
Hanson Dalton to inherit, and it becomes worse now with the number 3 hitter, Colin Buckley, stepping into the plate now with the bases loaded. He could bust this thing open. Second base. And it'll be the pitcher covering Keegan Bedell. Runner will score, but the out recorded. So good hustle on the base pass there, as the ball was hit a little bit light, a little soft, so unable to turn 2 were the Whalers, but they did get the force out. Good job by Hanson Dalton to get over and cover, as that was right in between Cranston and Canty. And hustling over to get that good line drive base hit. That could find the gap. It'll score 2 more as the Lions get a base hit, solid base hit from Mancinelli. And that plates 2 to make the score 7-1. 2 RBIs for Mancinelli. And it gets no easier as Gomes at the plate. Mancinelli takes his lead off of first. Gets by Cranston, and Mancinelli will advance to at least second. He's going to make the turn and try for 3. He'll get there standing up. Oh, he takes a dive anyways.
Definitely did not need to, but...
So some sloppy play once again for the Whalers, costing them runs, as the Lions have added 3 runs here in the top of the 4th. I think I said 5th inning earlier. I was maybe hoping it was the 5th inning. But just the top of the 4th. And that will find the outfield a good solid base knock there, just beyond the glove of Justin Torres. So still just 1 out here. As the Lions only have 3 hits by my count. Steal attempt and a good throw, and he will be gunned down. Great throw by McKeever to pick up the 2nd out. Gomes gunned down by McKeever.
Come on, Zach. Come on.
So Suero took a strike and fouls off the second offering from Hanson Dalton. And the Whalers picked up the out on the throw down to second base by McKeever. They've stolen 6 bases, but that's the first runner gunned down. And the Whalers could have used it. Here's the 0-2 offering by Dalton. Ooh, framed up nicely by McKeever, but does not get the call. Asking where that was. Apparently it was low. So 1-2 now, the count to Suero. Home opener here for the Whalers. As Dalton bounces one to the plate. 2-1 now the count. Just the second game for the Lions, the third game for the Whalers on the season. Whalers 1-1. And the Lions defeated the Vineyard. And here's a shot out to center field. That's going to be in the gap all the way to the wall and will roll under for a ground rule double. Solid shot on an 0-2 pitch. Xavier Suero stands at second base with a double.
Hey, you got 2 out. 2. Come on, Ryan.
So good pitch, just gave it a ride as the Lions bats have woken up here a bit in the last couple innings. They are now up 8-1 on the Whalers. Scored 4 runs here in the inning, and they are still pressing here. Another foul off by Amaral. He has scored one of those 8 runs and was stranded at second. Reached on an error and scored, and walked in his second at bat. Fouled off there as the ball got away from McKeever. So quickly 0-2 with 2 down here in the top of the 4th. 8-1 now the score as the Lions have broken it open here with a couple of extra base hits. And a couple of fielding mistakes by the Whalers aiding that as well. High ball 1, little off-speed offering from Dalton. 1-2 the count. Runner stays put. Ooh! Must have been outside. Pitch looked good from our angle.
Yeah, it's hard
Right
for us.
to
It's
knees.
hard for us to see if it's left or right.
But the count runs to 2-2 as Hanson Dalton delivers, fouled off. The Lions have been fouling off pitches, making those Whalers pitchers throw a couple extra pitches here and there, and they have worn them down and now have an 8-1 lead. Off-speed offering into left field. And nice catch in left field to end the inning as Keegan Bedell squeezed it right in front of Alex Horton. We'll take a break here as the Whalers now find themselves down 8-1. They come to bat here in the 4th inning. We'll be right back. The NSC and NCTV.
Girls are strong. Girls can throw. Girls can play football if they have a determined mindset. Girls don't have to just look pretty. They can pack a punch, believe me. My name is Ashley Klatt. I'm on the Nantucket Whalers football team, and here's my story. Girlhood to me was very different than a lot of people's girlhood. I grew up watching the Dallas Cowboys every Sunday with my dad, my sister, and my entire family, and I just loved watching the game, all aspects of it, and I just wanted to get that hands-on experience. Since I was little, I've been bullied a lot. I'm still bullied. I was bullied for my weight, my attitude. It just didn't make me feel great, and it made me very upset at points, but I have a sense of determination that I just walk through it. Being tackled is crazy as it is, but Coach Machado has taught me that when you're hit physically and mentally, that you have to just get up and keep pursuing and keep fighting until that last whistle. You just have to get used to it, push through, and be that person you know is deep down inside. I empower myself by showing people that she's not just here to wear a jersey and look pretty. She's here to get dirty, get rough, get tough, get to some place where things are possible and things can happen.
I want to welcome you back to live action here as
Eli.
Number 24, Eli McKeever, in the batter's box, facing off against Logan Orr. He has yet to give up a hit. He's allowed just one walk. There's a strike. And actually, we missed one pitch, so 1-2 the count. Put in play, McKeever to second base, hustling down the line, and...
Oh, God, he's safe.
Beating out the throw. Nice hustle by Eli McKeever. First base hit. And
Scoreboard's in operation.
we'll see. I'm just going to go with a base hit there.
Yeah, I feel like he fumbled with it, but I wouldn't really call that an error. I'd call that more just...
So, Coach Michael
slow
Young
throw.
going to give a visit to the umpire, but a quick conversation leads to nothing but that. A quick conversation. So, the Whalers are in business here in the bottom of the fourth with a leadoff runner on. Eli McKeever hustling down the line, beating it out for the first hit, breaking up the no-hitter. And he is now the runner on first. Orr comes to the plate. High, ball one. McKeever stays put for the time being. Ronald De Rosario Gomez topped out in his first at-bat to the right side. Low, ball two. And we'll see if maybe this messes with Logan Orr's.
I mean, Eli's getting jumpy over there. I feel like it's kind of throwing him off.
Especially with the left-hander. You can see that in his peripheral for sure. Auer comes to the plate again. Fastball outside, 3-0. So got to be juicy for Del Rosario Gomez to swing at here. As the Whalers posing a threat here in the bottom of the fourth, down 8-1. Outside, and McKeever hustling will take a turn at second base, holds up, but two runners on and nobody out here for the Whalers as the number 4 hitter, Keegan Canty, steps into the plate. And looks like Coach Young going to talk to his star pitcher. He's pitched a beauty.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched a lot of pitches, so I'd be surprised if he pulls them here.
I got a hunch it's just to settle him down here a little bit. I think he was frustrated at that call at first base. It was a close play nonetheless, but the call went to the runner.
Yeah.
And the Whalers trying to claw their way back in here, down 8-1. And Coach Pearson also giving his base runners some advice, and his hitter, Keegan Canty, one of the Keegans. We've got the Jakes on the boys lacrosse team. We've got the Keegans here on the baseball diamond. Canty was a strikeout victim. He was a looking strikeout. One of the 6 strikeouts. And looked like that one missed outside, so
Yeah, but he held the bunt, so I thought that'd be a strike, but guess not. I'm not going to complain about it.
1-0 the count now to Canty. Logan Auer with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Bench was getting riled up.
A good jump off of second base. He's trying to make something happen there. Or at least pose a distraction of sorts. Strike two. Good fastball right down the pipe. Count runs to 1-2. Canty looks at strike three. That looked a little bit low and outside, but Bigsby rings him up. Strikeout number 7 for Logan Auer. He's given up just 1 hit, and that was an infield hit. So Andrew Lavin with 2 runners on. Ball outside, tried to be framed by Dominic Toto, but Bigsby wasn't having it. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Off-speed offering. Looked like it was high, but fooled Lavin. Ball low and outside. Lavin runs the count to 2-1. 2 runners on for the Whalers here, down 8-1. Bottom of the 4th. First runner in scoring position. Count runs to 2-2 here now on Andrew Lavin, the Whalers DH. McKeever.
That's terrible call.
McKeever called out. Didn't look like he beat the tag.
It looked like he got under that, but...
And Coach Pearson's going to take a walk down to the plate as the pitch.
Pitch was a ball, so I think it's full.
Yeah. So we'll have a full count to the batter. And again, a little, hey, how you doing to Coach Pearson, getting a explanation on the tag from Rocky Lamenzo, and he is definitely given an earful there as Lamenzo unfortunately called the Whalers runner out, and we might have a meeting here for the umpires.
Did they need our replay?
I don't know. I don't think we have the replay queued up, or have a replay queued up at all, because we have to choose that immediately. It's a quick conversation.
Go on YouTube and watch the stream back.
So Lavin remains in there, full count. 2-2 the count, actually. So Lavin still with a runner on second base. The Whalers tried to double steal there, and Lavin looks at strike 3, and that'll do it. So a lot of excitement, but no runs across the plate as the Whalers had a couple of guys on. But Logan Auer able to bear down, and the beneficiary of a questionable call at third base, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up to the ump's discretion.
Yeah.
But I mean, from where he was, I don't think he saw the same angle we saw.
No.
So there's definitely parity in the game. So
yeah, that's part of it. It's part of it, the human element. And unfortunately, with just 2 umpires, the one umpire out in the base paths guy has the entirety of the base runner. So, and we definitely obviously saw a much better angle from where you and I were. Even the cameras probably didn't catch it as good as you and I right here on third base. But
I mean, we're like 15 feet from the plate.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Nonetheless, Logan Auer able to come up with some good pitches and battle his way out of a jam. His first jam, gave up his first base hit and picked up a couple more strikeouts, so he is up to 9, I believe. 8 strikeouts
Yeah.
on the day. And yet to give up an earned run despite the 8-1 score.
Yeah, because that was Joao reaching on double overthrow.
So top of the 5th inning as Hanson Dalton looks to keep the score what it is. And he is the 3rd pitcher for the Whalers here this afternoon. Keegan Bedell started it, couldn't get out of the 2nd inning after a good 1st inning, set 3 up to 3 down, but the Lions were able to get to him in the 2nd inning. And Tejada balked in a run on the first batter he faced and got into a jam in the 4th. And Hanson Dalton taking the mound after that, and he is ready to go. He faces the number 8 hitter, Dominic Toto, who's got the catching duties behind the plate for the Lions. Low and inside, just missing for ball 1. One and 0 the count. In there for a strike from Hanson Dalton. Evens it up at 1-1. A sunny but chilly day here from the baseball fields here on Bacchus Lane. Beautiful fields here. Lash to third base, snagged out of midair. Great play from Justin Torres. They don't call it the hot corner for nothing. That was a hot shot for sure. And Torres squeezes it as he ranged the glove just to his right. Nice play to record out number 1 here in the 5th. 8-1 our score. Tyler Ross, the 9-hitter, lifts the first pitch to center field, settling and squeezing it for out number 2 is Alex Horton. And it was a similar play that he just kind of lost the ball out there in center field, and it bounced over the fence, or bounced under the fence, I think. That scored a couple and got things going for the Lions, but he was able to get under that one and squeeze it. Despite the wind playing some tricks on it. Top of the order. And Logan Auer. He has pitched a gem, but he is 0 for 3. Or
0 for 2 with a walk.
0 for 2 with a walk. And a run scored. He's struck out twice already.
Yeah, we already played the New Moon Festival spot.
Swing and a miss. Evens the count up at 1-1. Hanson Dalton. One pitch is fouled off behind home plate. Pitch runs to count 1 and 2. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. No base runners for the Lions, which has been a rarity here today. They're up 8-1. Swing and a miss as Hanson Dalton strikes out Logan Auer, the 3rd strikeout for Auer. And we'll take a break here as we are in between things here in the 5th. Whalers down 8-1.
Say night, guys.
We'll take a break here on the NSC and NCTV. Come back with the Whalers at bat.
Good afternoon, Whalers.
And welcome to Whaler Word.
I'm Rory. And I'm Colby. Buckle up, because we got lots to be proud of.
You can donate to the cause with your time, talent, or treasure, as they like to say.
Check out their website for specific times.
What's up, Whaler Word? Back in another banger. Let's get straight to the video.
What are you most thankful for?
My friends, my family, my sisters.
Education. Yeah.
My mom.
Y aí, meus bonitos, como é que vocês estão? La Fundación Harvey está celebrando su 10ª carrera por Robin este domingo en el Scotia Casino. I know what you're thinking.
Jordan, is the weather glazing this week?
It is low-key glazing, not gonna lie.
I want to shout out our defense. I think we did really good today. That was some of the best defense we've had all season.
Stay tuned for another episode next week, and make sure to follow us on Instagram at Whaler_word for more behind-the-scenes content and further updates.
Stay informed, stay inspired, and most importantly,
stay connected, Whalers.
Whaler Word is our own high school news broadcast that premieres once a week during the school year. We have just begun our 2nd season, and our first 5 episodes are up and ready to watch.
we cover everything from school news updates, arts and entertainment, sports, and weather.
Whaler Word is a student-run production that meets before and after school.
We do our own writing, filming, and editing, you name it.
Please make sure to check us out on the Nantucket High School YouTube channel.
And our Instagram at Whaler_word.
Catch a glimpse of everyday life at the school by watching Whaler Word.
You won't be disappointed.
We look forward to providing you with weekly updates and news. Until next time, remember, stay informed, stay inspired, and most importantly, stay connected, Whalers!
So Amaral, so first and pitchers switched.
Got it.
I want to welcome you back to the Backus Fields here as the Whalers are at bat here in the 5th. They're down 8-1. We have a pitching change for the Lions here as Logan Auer gives way to Ryan Amaral. Auer remains in the game over at first base.
Hitting change for Henry as well. We have Hanson in.
Hanson Dalton will replace Henry Tejada. And he takes a ball there on the second pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Pitches count now 1-2. Oof. Swing and a miss for out number 1. Here in the 5th inning as Amaral picks up right where Logan Auer left off. Auer with 8 strikeouts, and Amaral strikes out his first Whaler, bringing up Evan Cranston here. Swing and a miss, way out in front of that breaking ball.
Evan did a great job with the fastballs last time, and like we said, the breaking balls were kind of his downfall at the end of that.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, strike 2, Cranston. A strikeout victim in his first at-bat. Bounces one to the plate. Amaral runs the count to 1-2. One-two offering from Amaral, way outside, ball 2. Whalers collecting just 1 hit and have scored 1 run. Cranston puts it in play. It's going to be a tough play for Amaral. Slips a little bit and will not make the play.
Yeah, Evan!
I think we're going to have to rule that a base hit.
Yeah, definitely not an error. That was clean base hit right there.
A little running bunt there as Cranston gave it a rip. And Amaral unable to make the play. Joao Silva awaits as Cranston will be pinch run for here.
Come on, let him run. That's Luis. Luis is running for Evan.
So Luis Souza, pinch runs for Evan Cranston. And we'll see if Souza stays in the game in the field or whether we will have a new first baseman, someone other than Souza. Joao Silva at the plate. He drew a walk. The first base runner for the Whalers swings through that pitch from Emerald. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Whalers down 8-1. Got a runner on first. Facing Emerald. Swing and a miss and a throw down. Bounces in and it'll be safe. The throw beat the runner, but Luis Souza credited with the stolen base as the throw was just a bit errant, bouncing in front of the second baseman Tyler Ross. So the Whalers have a runner in scoring position here, down 8-1. 0-2 the count, however, to Silva. He looks at a ball high. Fastball.
2-2.
Good lead on second base. Breaking ball fools Silva and is out number 2. Another strikeout. Emerald struck out 2 of the 3 Whalers he has faced. But Alex Horton can do something here with a duck on the pond. 9-hitter for the Whalers. Takes ball 1 inside and high. A 1-0 offering from Emerald. In there for a strike. Bigsby very deliberate with his strike call. Takes a moment to think about it and gives you the signal. Here's the 1-1. Bounces to the plate. And the runner will advance. So Souza, times it up nicely and advances to third base. So the second run for the Whalers now just 90 feet away, and the count now 2-1. Hitter's advantage here for Horton. If he can get a base hit here, he will pick up an RBI. Nice lead. In play down the line. That's going to be trouble. And it'll be a base hit for Alex Horton. And an RBI as the runner advances home. Souza scores the second Whalers run. Tough play there for Suero. Even if he fields it cleanly, that's
a hard throw. Especially with Alex. Alex is a speedster.
We'll look for maybe Horton to be on the move here as the top of the lineup for the Whalers, and Justin Torres comes to bat. And he swings at the first pitch, dribbles it foul. 0 for 2 on the day, strikeout victim. And a ground out to start the game off for the Whalers. He could find himself a gap here. The Whalers could get right back in this thing, down 8-2. Which is in there for a strike. Fastball from Emerald. Actually, 2 strikes now. Swing and a miss. Bounce to the plate, and it'll be a throw down to first to complete the out and end the inning. But the Whalers pick up a run as they collect a couple of hits. Justin Torres the final out, but Alex Horton with an RBI infield hit. And we'll once again keep it here because I think things are going to be moving along quickly here as we head to the 6th inning. Whalers down 8-2. So other than a couple of innings where the Whalers, had some fielding errors.
Yep.
Balk in there that scored a run.
Yeah,
they played a very solid game.
Henry came in the second and did a really good job of bringing down the intensity of the situation.
Yeah.
Like he kind of came in, he was calm about it, and then when he was pitching, other than that balk, I think he did a great job of getting out of that situation.
Yeah, even with the balk, he definitely diffused the rally.
Yeah.
Giving up just that lone run.
Especially with bases loaded, best hitters
twice.
Yeah.
Bases loaded, and then he walked another guy to get the bases loaded, but worked around it.
We always have saturation up on our FS5.
And then again, that fly ball to Horton unfortunately falls in. Otherwise, seemed like a pretty routine fly ball. Maybe would have advanced some runners, but baseball is the ultimate butterfly effect.
Yeah.
One pitch can change the game, and unfortunately that one pitch did just that.
Yeah. No, well, with that one, I feel like that's more of a momentum thing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like regardless, a run would have scored because they would have tagged up at third. But the fact that he dropped it and he gave them 2 runs, it gives them momentum. They're feeling good. They're less cold. Like they're feeling good about themselves. So I feel like that was a big thing. And then they went on to score more in that inning. So.
Yeah, 2 more runs across the plate, as Brock said. And again, a team like the Lions, you just can't give those gifts to.
No, definitely not.
They will take advantage, and they are just too good on the base pass to not take advantage of those types of situations, especially when it comes to a ball way in the outfield like that.
Yeah.
Actually, Whalers kind of fortunate went under the fence because the ground rule double.
Yeah,
kept going.
that's a hard throw to make.
Henry Roy, the number 2 hitter for the Lions, in the box here to begin things in the 6th inning. Whalers find themselves down 8-2.
All right, 6.
Foul.
Straight back
once again. Runs the count to 1-1. And it'll be the 3rd inning of relief for Henry, for Hanson Dalton, excuse me.
Hold, right? Hold. Go ahead.
2-1 the count to Roy. He has scored 1 of those 8 runs and been on base a couple of times.
One spot right here.
3-1 now the count, as the Whalers just don't want to get that leadoff runner on base. I think the odds are like 25% of leadoff runners make it home if they can reach base, and they have done just that as Nancy Dalton walks the first batter he sees and brings up Colin Buckley. Technically 0 for 2. He reached on an error. And a pretty sizable lead on at first base. But not going anywhere. To second base. The play is to first and squeezed. As Cranston does remain in the game, so the pitch runner doesn't take him out of the game in high school. Runner advances to second, 1 out now. On the fielder's choice, Mancinelli, who has scored 2 runs, got a couple of hits, and a couple of RBIs. Takes outside, ball 1. Got one of those hits off of Tejada that scored a couple of runs to kind of bust it open here for the Lions. In the top of the 6th here. Cold, up and out. Squeezed right behind us by a fan there. Somebody's got a mitt behind us. I like that. Two and one now the count. Low. McKeever walks it forward.
Smart play.
So I know the scoreboard says 3-0. It's got to be 3-1 because there was a foul ball involved there. Mancini takes a strike, runs the count full. Mancinelli, full count. Swing and a miss. Dalton rings him up. Good low fastball. Mancinelli unable to catch up with it. 2 down now for the Whalers here in the top of the 6th. It'll be Brandon Gomes. Out in left field for the Lions. And he has reached base in all 3 of his at-bats.
I'm liking this strike call.
It's very deliberate.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, it definitely helps when it's in our favor, but.
First pitch strike for Dalton. Inside on his second pitch. Count runs to 1-1. On a sunny but chilly day here on Nantucket. Lions looking to go to 2-0 here. Whalers going to need a rally if they're going to pick up their second win of the season. Runner is going, throw down. Good play, but Torres unable to get the tag back in time. So another stolen base here for the Lions, and now another run just 90 feet away. Count now 2-1 on the batter, Brandon Gomes. Here's the offering, just outside from Hanson Dalton. Count now 3-1.
I gotta be perfect right there. Get on time, go drop.
Dalton with the 3-1 offering. Driven to second base, and that'll be an RBI single in between first and second baseman. So a good piece of hitting by Brandon Gomes, ran the count in his favor and was able to take advantage with a C&I ground ball through the right side for another run. 9-2 now the score in favor of the Lions.
Although if history's shown us anything, he's going to be stranded on first like the last 3 innings.
And a fake throw by Dalton as Xavier Suero steps into the meeting at the mound. They're saying Hanson Dalton maybe didn't step off and it should be a balk, but we will play on here as Hanson Dalton now throws over and nearly hits the runner.
Guess that's one way to send a tone.
Good play by Cranston to get the glove down there and stop the ball. As once again, Xavier Suero squares in. Popped up high in the air. Rosario Gomez unable to make the play. The wind played tricks with the Whalers shortstop in short left field, and once again the ball finds the ground for a 2-out base runner. So first and second now for the Lions as Ryan Emerald, number 17, who is now pitching for the Lions, squares in to face Hanson Dalton. Dalton requests a new baseball. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Whalers now down 9-2. Blasted to the left side. It'll be squeezed for the 3rd out. Nice play by Keaton Bedell to end the inning and end the threat. Lions pick up another run in the top of the 6th and now lead 9-2. Whalers come to bat as they will send McKeever, Del Rosario Gomez, and Canty to the plate here. We'll take a break here in between the top half and the bottom half. You're watching Whalers baseball here on the NSC and NCTV.
When you add resilient gardens to your outdoor spaces, you contribute to the long-term well-being of the island. Introduce yourself to the Nantucket Footprints virtual garden tours and find inspiration to cultivate biodiversity. The first tour of a native meadow, curated by the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, is now available for free at nantucketfootprints.org.
I want to welcome you back to live action here as Eli McKeever settles in. He takes a breaking ball for strike one. Whalers down 9-2, bottom of the sixth. Second pitch outside for ball one, evening the count up at 1-1. McKeever stranded on second base as he lifts one to the pitcher off the glove. McKeever unable to hustle and beat it out as Emerald able to recover and toss it over to first base. One out here in the bottom of the sixth. Whalers down to 5 outs here as Ryan Emerald looks to close it out here. He took over for Logan Auer, who threw an absolute gem, giving up just the one run, striking out 8 Whalers along the way. Emerald has looked good as well. He struck out 4. 1-1 now the count after the foul tip from Ronald Del Rosario Gomez. Whalers number 3 hitter. Lashed to shortstop. This is going to be a tough play as Del Rosario Gomez can hustle. Good throw. Gets him with a stretch. Mancinelli recovered the bobble and was able to get it over to first base in time. A good stretch again. As I mentioned, that is Logan Auer now playing first base. Nice athletic move. And Keegan Canty, the cleanup hitter for the Whalers, steps in, swings and misses. Their swings and fouls back the first pitch he sees. He has been a strikeout victim his first 2 at-bats. Good cut there on that fastball from Emerald. Bounces one to the plate, evening up the count at 1-1. 2 down now in the bottom of the sixth. Nobody on for the Whalers, as the Whalers are down 9-2 here in the home opener for Nantucket. Played a couple of games away from the island. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Fair down here. Fair down here.
Rosario Gomez looks at ball 2, and good eye from the Whalers number 3 hitter.
That's an in-betweener right there. I feel like he's been calling those low ones, but gave us one right there.
2-2 pitch bounces to the plate again. Del Rosario Gomez, who drew a walk in his last at-bat. Or Canty, excuse me, sorry. So Canty looking for his first trip on the bases. Pardon my French. Full count pitch. Low, and he draws another walk for the Whalers. A 2-out base runner for Nantucket. Brings up Andrew Lavin. Let's see if he can get one up in the air here and
2-run homer. 2-run homer. I'm calling it.
Cheer about.
2-run homer.
Lavin wears number 4. As he did on the ice. High and outside to Lavin, 1-0.
He definitely did not wear that during football.
Right.
So it's definitely an illegal number for the line.
Swing and a miss. Swings through that fastball. Good location from enroute. And Lavin was trying to time it up. High and outside, 2-1 now the count to Lavin. Enroute, the right-hander, set and ready to go. Good lead off of first base. And not going anywhere, bounces in, and that will advance the runner. Standing up into second base goes Canty. And now a runner in scoring position as the count goes to 3-1 for on Lavin. Hitter's count here for Andrew Lavin. Let's see if he can give it a ride. Base hit in all likelihood will score the runner with 2 outs. He will be off with any contact. Ball 4. As Lavin trots to first base, we may have another pitching change here. Let's see what Coach Young draws up. Looks like maybe just a meeting to settle things down here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. And the Whalers will send Hanson Dalton, who replaced Henry Tejada, in the lineup.
As you usually say for hockey, when they get a little confrontational, I think they're just figuring out where they're going to get pizza after
Absolutely,
this. Yeah.
Absolutely. Chatting about some pizza, I'm sure. As home plate umpire Dave Bigsby took a couple of steps towards the mound, and Coach Young got the hint. Breaks up the party. As Hanson Dalton, third reliever for the Whalers, stands in. Trying to get the Whalers a little bit closer here. They're down 9-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That's going to be a bounding ball in front of second baseman Tyler Ross, who makes the easy play and ends the inning. We'll take a break here in the NSC as we head to the 7th inning. Your Whalers are down 9-2 to the Lions. Lions due up to bat.
In 1965, a group of dedicated Nantucket parents came together with one goal: to raise enough money to develop game film for the football team. The following season, the Whalers went undefeated. These parents became the very first class of the Nantucket Booster Club. Over time, Whaler pride has grown into something far more than just wins and losses on the scoreboard.
Once a Whaler, always a Whaler. 1, 2, 3, Whalers!
Una vez un Whaler, siempre un Whaler! ¡Vamos!
What binds us is Whaler pride. It has shaped our island and student athletes for generations.
Whaler pride isn't just a tradition, it's an identity. A legacy for families who choose to plant their roots here in this community all year round. It can bring generations of island families together, and for Wash Ashore children, it can transform an unfamiliar place into a new home. The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics. It helps provide our teams with gear, additional travel expenses, and much more.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. From the homecoming to the pig roast, and most importantly, Hank, our school mascot. We're here to create a fun and welcoming atmosphere. More than money, we need members. And part of this club, you are a member, not just a volunteer. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
Support our kids and Whaler pride by volunteering for the Booster Club. To learn more, please email the address on the screen.
I want to welcome back to live action here at the Nantucket High School baseball fields off of Bacchus Lane. Whalers down 9-2 in the top of the 7th inning, so final frame here. As Brock pointed out, actually didn't even make it to this point last year, as it was over 10 runs.
5,
so,
yeah.
Already a minor victory. In a much more competitive game. I don't even think the score is indicative of how competitive the game has been.
Not at all. A couple errors definitely depicted the scoreboard. Granted, that's the case for ours as well, but I'd say that without errors, it's probably like a 3-4 game.
Yeah. A game that, is still in the balance, nonetheless.
Right.
First pitch strike from Hanson Dalton, who has pitched well here as the third reliever for the Whalers. A little dribbler foul as the catcher Dominic Toto has his 4th at bat. Oh-2 the count and the pitch. Strike 3 called. Hanson Dalton with a beauty. Found the corner and gets the call. Will be the number 9 hitter, Tyler Ross, up to bat. Facing Hanson Dalton now with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Outside for ball 1.
I need you on base. Let's go.
Happy to have you along here on the NSC and NCTV. I'm Chris Morris alongside Brock Beamish, bringing you all the live action of the Whalers home opener here. Whalers down 9-2 here in the top of the 7th. Hanson Dalton on the mound as the third reliever here for head coach Jack Pearson. Pulls the string just outside. 3-0 now the count to the number 9 hitter. He's been on base a couple of times via the walk.
I don't have that information. I only have the scoreboard from with me. I left it in that spot.
4 pitches and 4 balls sends Tyler Ross to first base for a 1-out walk.
One.
And brings up the top of the order. And Logan Bauer, who has a bit of a tough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts, but he did his job on the mound, shutting down the Whalers, giving up just 1 run, unearned at that, and struck out 8. The Whalers have struck out 12 times total here so far. Good lead and a throw over.
Again, Hanson is swaying the backing off the rubber rather than just throwing over. So, not a balk.
Right.
Just
a deliberate move.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Looking over once again is Dalton. Going is the runner. Good fastball to throw. McKeever's got the throw right there. Got him. Gunned down. Eli McKeever throws out his second base runner as Hanson Dalton fired in a fastball on a good tag applied. As Tyler Ross is erased off the base pass for out number 2. And now Dalton works the 2-0 pitch outside for ball 3. Now they erased the base runner. He's unfortunately maybe going to walk another one here.
Yeah, I think this is the guy that you'd want to walk, though.
So once again, 4 pitches all out of the zone and another walk here. Now a 2-out walk.
I mean, he's 0 for 3 on 2 walks. I mean, that's a great way to face the MVP.
Yeah, they've done a good job on him. The rest of him,
yeah,
the rest of that middle of the order has certainly produced, but again, aided by some untimely fielding gaffes and a balk and this, that, and the other. So again, those are all things that could be cleaned up easily. Throw back behind the runner, and that one gets through. That's going to get at least one base. He's going to 3. Here comes the throw, cut off, and safely into third base. So a 2-base error there as Auer takes advantage of the errant throw by McKeever, a rare mistake by the catcher, to say the least. Just outside the reach of Cranston. They are holding him at third, but more importantly, a strike thrown by Hanson Dalton to run the count to 2-1 here now with 2 outs in the top. So 3-1 now. Three-one offering, swung on, driven. Foul.
2 outs, 2 outs.
Foul. Oh, no, fair ball. That's going to be trouble.
No.
As the runner holds at second, so just barely fair down that left field line. I thought it was going to drift foul, but just for the Whales, it drops in there, and that scores the runner from third.
Just looking off the trajectory of the bat, it definitely looked like it was carrying, but I think the wind pushing it back that way really helped with where it landed.
It was a line drive. It was going to be trouble if it was fair anyways, but that will do it for Hanson Dalton. Gets a good handshake, a well-earned handshake from Coach Pearson.
All right, Coach. We're up.
As we'll have a new pitcher, that will be
Bodie Bacino.
Bodie Bacino, the sophomore, wearing number 8. Got any scouting report on him, buddy?
I know he's been having shoulder issues, but other than that, not really sure. More of a Keegan style pitcher where he's gonna try to throw you off with some off speed stuff. He's not thumping it like Henry and Hanson, who are really, really big speed guys. That's
situational guy. Obviously, just needs to get one out here.
Yeah.
So just throw some strikes and hope your defense can pick it up. And is there?
Sounds good.
Do we have, or is again, high school is a lot different than in the major leagues? Where
like
you
a
have
closer,
a guy that can come in and just blow it down.
I mean, not really. I think it's more so. Like whoever you have in to come and relieve, just as long as they're hot, just keep them going.
Sure. We will likely not see Bacino start a game. Am I correct in that assumption?
I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like it's definitely sometimes it's a scheduling thing where it's like, all right, we've only got so many pitchers left. We've got to move one of our relievers, make him a starter.
Well, that is certainly the reason we're not seeing Ronald Rosario Gomez on the mound, is he is likely
already
to pick up another game here later on in the week. They have Whalers have 3 games scheduled for this week, so
definitely want to reserve some guys
from one of the.
I think that's a big reason you're not seeing a guy go for 30, 40 pitches. Like you're having him go 25. Like you're not trying to use up one guy in one day, because there's certain day restrictions where if you hit a certain quota, that guy's got to rest for a certain amount of days. So keeping all of them under that leaves everybody available for our next game. So.
Sure. Second offering from Bacino is a ball, bounces to the plate, evening up the count at 1-1 to Colin Buckley, the number 3 hitter for the Lions. 1-1 pitch, bounced in front of the third baseman going to be a tough play throw, not in time.
Oof.
I mean, cued off the end of the bat and just died in the grass there. That was going to be a tough play for Torres or anybody for that matter.
Well, and he would have had to. I feel like he would have had to. It would have had to be hit harder to him, or the pitcher would have gone for it. But
so again, one of those oddball plays that have gone the Lions' way here this afternoon, leading to an 8-run lead, 10-2, 2 outs now still in the 7th inning here, top of the 7th. Now runners at first and third with 2 outs. Ooh, 3-0 now the count, or 2-1, excuse me.
I think you had it.
3-0. Yep.
Yeah.
Scoreboard read it incorrectly. Ooh.
That looked right down the middle.
Good, but ball 4 is called, and the bases are now loaded here in the top of the 7th. As Mancinelli draws a 2-out walk. And Brandon Gomes will step into the plate. The junior has a bunch of ducks on the pond here. McKeever once again slaps the glove on the ground. He knew that one was close and could use the pitch.
I feel like he's done a really good job of framing stuff today, but there's times where I feel like you're over-framing it and then kind of ding you for that.
2-0, and I got a hunch this is not Mr. Bigsby's first home plate duties. So 2-0 now the count. To Gomes. And that's ball high, well out of the zone. As Buccino has now worked himself into a bit of a hole here. Just a sophomore. Again, the Whalers with just 2 seniors on the squad. And another walk here for the Whalers. As
that's one that he's been giving today. So that's those low ones. He's been calling those.
Why did the runner score?
He's switching. It's interesting.
Bases were loaded, I guess, so that's the end of that. So the score runs to 11-2 now here as the Lions have added 2 more runs here in the top of the 7th. They've got the bases loaded here with 2 outs. Oscar Johnson, the pinch hitter now for the Lions. Number 22. Looks like he will go out into the outfield when the Whalers are at bat. 2-0. As Buccino has had trouble finding the zone. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Gets by McKeever, and not sure why the runner didn't go, but Buckley got a look from the coach. What are you doing? He should have been running on that play for sure, but. Hey, there's a strike. That's the count to 3-1 again. Runners will be off with any contact as Oscar Johnson has worked it to a 3-1 count. I think he's got to take another one here. And does so, and it is inside, walking in yet another run. So unfortunately, the scoreboard will read a little more lopsided than the game actually was for most of the afternoon here. But
unfortunately, the scorer's book is looking like a coloring book right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of writing in there right now, buddy. Ball low, as again, Buccino just unable to find the zone here. Emerald now stands in. Good job by McKeever to stop that one. But the count runs to 2-0.
You're going to go for Tom if he gets up, okay? Tom, you're going to be at there, right?
And hit batter will force in yet another run. So 3 runs in here in the top of the 7th, as they have broken it open even further. Another pinch hitter as Drew Richards, the junior right-hander, will step into the plate. Still 2 outs in the inning. Buccino fires. Strike. Finds the outside corner with the fastball. Richards looks at the ball, rips it foul. Ahead of that one. That would have been trouble if it stayed fair, for sure. But the count now 0-2 on the pitch hitter, Drew Richards. As Bodie Buccino tries to close it out here for the Whalers in the top of the 7th. 3 more runs have crossed the plate for the Lions. The 0-2 offering bounces in. McKeever able to block it. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Buccino. Swing and a line drive. That's going to be a base hit. That will score at least 2. Throw will come in, but it will be late. And the Lions add a couple more on the base hit from the pinch hitter, Drew Richards. 15-2 now the score. Still 2 outs. Runners on first and second now. As number 7, Tyler Ross, the 9 hitter, steps into the into the batter's box. Buccino fires low. Ball 1. The 1-0 offering from Buccino finds the plate. Strike 1. 15-2 as the Lions have broken it open with 6 runs here in the top of the 7th. And what was otherwise a fairly competitive, again, 9-2 doesn't sound competitive, but it has been a fairly competitive game. Again, the Lions just not a team to squander opportunities. They have taken advantage of all the fielding gaffes and walks.
Yeah.
A lot of walks and too many errors. Breaking ball high, stays above the zone and runs the count to 2-2 on Tyler Ross. Whalers not holding on the runners here with 2 down. Swing and a pop up. And it will fade back into play. Cranston makes a nice play with the wind, trying to play tricks on him. We'll take a break here as the Whalers have their final at bat. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up. The Lions have broken it open here. 15-2 our score.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by MIAA, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MIAAlaw.com to learn how MIAA can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
April.
I want to welcome you back to the Nantucket High School baseball fields as we are in the bottom of the 7th inning here. Whalers now down 15-2 after a rough top of the 7th where they gave up 6 more runs. It'll be Evan Cranston facing Ryan Amaral. Amaral came in relief of Logan Auer, who pitched an absolute gem, giving up just 1 run. Amaral's given up just 1 run, swing and a miss on the second offering, runs the count to 1-1. Cranston came across to score the Whalers' second run, and he will get dinged there, so a leadoff base runner for the Whalers. Amaral hits Cranston.
Oh,
again,
come on.
Another pitch
Let him run.
For Cranston. That'll be number 12, Patrick Valero. Junior will get a chance to run around. Swing and a miss from Silva. Silva scored the first run. McKeever. Yep. Swing and a ball to third base. Could be 2. Oh, off the glove, and they call the base runner out, even though the ball was bobbled. No argument from Coach Pearson, but
I mean, at this point, there's no point in causing problems. But I like when the boys get riled up like this.
Alex Horton takes ball 1, the number 9 hitter for the Whalers. Out in center field today.
It's gone from 10% battery to 11.
Swing and a miss. Evens up the count at 1-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Whalers. They're going to need a yeoman's effort here to come back and make this a game. Slings one in there. 1-2. And the Whalers number 9 hitter. Nice lead off of first base. Bounces in and the runner takes off. Throw down. And they give him the safe.
I think he had he went feet first, his feet got under, so thankfully.
Silva able to get the bag. It was a bang play, definitely. But they give Silva the steal. Actually, it's got to be a pass ball as Toto was unable to handle it cleanly. Ball high.
Full count.
Count runs full.
Yep.
And the Whalers have a runner in scoring position. Horton swing and a miss for out number 2. Silva remains at second base. So final opportunity here for the Whalers is Justin Torres. Leadoff hitter has gone 0 for 3, excuse me. Breaking ball runs high. Ball 1.
I think you have to reset scoreboard.
Strike 2. A low strike, but a strike nonetheless to Torres, and it's now quickly 0-2. Whalers down to their final strike. Just outside, 1-2. Emerald wanted that one. Here's the 1-2 offering. Ball outside. 2-2. Good eye from Torres. As he's down to the Whalers' final strike here.
Coffee works now, thank you.
Last to the shortstop, and that's going to be a base hit. The runner will score. Silva comes in. Oh! I stand corrected. The runner is gunned down at home plate. Great throw from center field from Henry Roy, and that will end it for the Lions as they pick up victory number 2 on the young season. The Whalers will fall to 1-2. And again, the score not necessarily indicative of the competitiveness of this game. It was definitely in the balance for most of the game. Obviously, the Lions scored 6 times in that top of the frame to bust it open. But good effort, and again, lots of talent up and down this lineup. I think the Whalers, this is a good litmus test for them. It'll show them what they have to improve on.
Yep.
Certainly a couple of base running or a couple of fielding errors didn't help anything.
No, definitely not.
But I think lots of excitement, and rightfully due for this 2025 version of Nantucket baseball. Again, they are facing the cream of the crop here in the league.
For sure.
So nothing to hold your heads sour about, despite a slightly lopsided score. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow, as again, we continue to try and battle the weather and bring you as many games as we can. We got the girls' varsity lacrosse team taking the field against Barnstable in their home opener. The Whalers are 1-0. With 3 more games postponed than played.
Right.
So looking forward to seeing the new era, the post-Lauer Pekarchik Moskrop squad, as we have been certainly delighted and spoiled over the last few years with the girls lacrosse team. Again, hopefully you can join us. And Hammy and I will be over on the call. We'll give you the night off tomorrow. How's
Perfect.
that?
Sounds great.
You can play some baseball, or at least watch.
Yeah.
As we will be over at Vito Capiso Stadium tomorrow for the home opener for the girls lacrosse team. Again, Whalers fall short here to a very good St. John Paul Lions team. I got to tip your cap sometimes to the other squad. They fall 15-2 here from Bacchus Lane. Again, thanks very much to a great crew, including my buddy here, Brock Beamish, Weston Scott on one of the cameras. Of course, Sean Davis. Always good to have him in the crew. And Charles Douglas and Frank Schott, making everybody look cool as we can from the minivan down the way there. There you go. Get in on them, baby. Thanks very much for joining us. I am Chris Morris, your voice of Whalers Sports. We'll be back at it again tomorrow night, Whalers Nation. Hope you can join us from Vito Capiso Stadium for the girls lacrosse home opener. Whalers lose 15-2. That'll do it for tonight. Have a great night, Whalers Nation.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by MIAA, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MIAAlaw.com to learn how MIAA can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.